What happened to your leg? I'm so
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight and coming out so late. I really wasn't sure anyone would show up, so I'm really deeply moved to see this. 14 months ago, the Jewish community of Sydney, Australia, gathered at Bondi Beach for a vigil when they woke up to news of 6 Israeli hostages who had been murdered in captivity. And it breaks my heart to think, that the same community that gathered to mark the massacre of hostages just down the coast was targeted yesterday, Australia time today, for a brutal anti-Semitic attack at the exact same spot. We're here because this gathering is not only about us as a global Jewish family, it is intensely personal. We are all 2 degrees of separation at most from people who were there, people who were, God forbid, shot, and I'm sure for many of the people here from the Australian Jewish community who made Aliyah, they know personally names of people who were killed or injured, and their names have not made the news, like Rabbi Eli Schlanger, who was there last year at the Bondi Beach vigil for the hostages, standing in solidarity with us. And so just as they came out in force for us, we are here in solidarity with them because we are them and they are us. I think today it is obvious to everyone that the October 7th massacre was the opening shot not only of a regional war against the state of Israel, but of a global war on the Jews. And a direct line connects the Simchat Torah massacre of 2023 with the Yom Kippur massacre of September 2025, and now with the Hanukkah massacre of December 2025. We don't know exactly who was behind this attack. Was it state-sponsored? Were they acting spontaneously in response to the calls to globalize the Intifada, which means hunt Jews wherever you find them? But that's exactly the problem now. There is a vicious global movement out there that is trying to hunt Jews and to purge them wherever they can. and to give Jews around the world an opt-out, a purity test that they can pass, that perhaps they might just survive if they turn their backs on the rest of the Jewish community and on Israel. And our response precisely at these moments of fear has to be the opposite. Not to cower in fear, not to separate ourselves, not to scatter, but to come together in love and in solidarity, and in a powerful statement that all the TV cameras here are going to project to the entire world that we are one big Jewish family. And in the spirit of Hanukkah, it is a cliche, but in the depths of the deepest darkness, it is us standing here literally lighting candles in solidarity with our brothers and sisters in Australia who are spreading the light. So thank you very much, and I now want to hand over to Yair Levy, who is going to perform Rikma Enoshit Achat.
What is your name, sir, please? What is your name?
Enoch.
I was invited, I think it was a year ago, to come and perform in Australia and Hanukkah. I don't know if this is the same community eventually going to happen. But when I saw the video today, I felt like, wow, it's unbelievable. We're going to sing a song called Rikma Enoshit. The meaning of the song is that we all same body, and when someone is dying in a different place, it's a fact we all die. Who knows the song can join us? כשאמרו משהו ממני, משהו ממני ימות בך, ימות בך. כשתמות משהו ממך בי, משהו ממך בי ימות איתך, כי כולנו, כן כולנו, כולנו רקמה אנושית אחת חיה, ואם אחד מאיתנו הולך מימנו, מה שאומר בנו, מה שהוא נשאר איתו. אם נדע איך להרגיע, איך להרגיע את האיבה, אם רק נדע, כי כולנו, כן כולנו, כולנו רקמה אנושית אחת חיה, ואם אחד מימנו הולך מימנו, מה שאומר בנו, מה שהוא נשאר איתו, נשאר איתו, נשאר איתו. כן כולנו, כן כולנו, כולנו רקמה אנושית אחת חיה, ואם אחד מאיתנו הולך מימנו, מה שאומר בנו, מה שהוא נשאר איתו.
now want to invite my good friend Ellie Parks to say some words on behalf of the Australian Ole community in Tel Aviv.
Thank you, Elon, for inviting me and for all of you for coming today. I'm just going to say a few short words, as Ellen says, sort of, representing the quite large Australian community that's here.
Mind speaking up if people can't hear from behind.
I'll try to speak louder. One of the things that always surprises people when they think about Hanukkah in Australia, when I talk about Hanukkah in Australia, is that it's summer in Australia. Hanukkah is a summer holiday. So it's not this festival where you gather inside and around candles with your family. It's actually a festival where you go out and you go with your friends and you go into these large community events. In Melbourne, where I grew up, Chabad always put on Hanukkah in the park. It was one of the biggest events of the year. And you'd all go out and you'd stay out till late, and it was a festival of, of summer and happiness. And in Sydney, it was Hanukkah on the beach, on Bondi Beach, that iconic spot, synonymous with Australia. That doesn't get more iconic. Maybe there's the Harbour Bridge, the Sydney Opera House, and Bondi Beach. This is what it means to be in Australia. And it's not just the spot; it's the way of life. It's drinking with your mates. It's going surfing. I know I spent a lot of summer days there growing up. I have my mum grew up in Sydney, so I spent a lot of time there with my aunt and uncle, with my cousins. There were weeks that I spent happily surfing on Bondi Beach. My mum, when she was younger, had an apartment right on Bondi Beach. It's a place which is synonymous with the Australian way of life. And that's, I think, when I spoke to my cousins and friends today who are in Australia, it's the thing that they reflected on. This has come to our way of life. It's something which we never expected. The Australian community never expected for this awful terrorism, this anti-Semitism, to come for our very way of life, the Australian way of life. The Australian Jewish community is, by and large, a community of Holocaust survivors. There have been Jews in Australia since the very first white settlement back in 1788, the first fleet, but by and large, the majority of the Jewish community in Australia arrived, as my grandparents did, after the Holocaust. And basically, the sentiment was, we want to get as far away from the anti-Semitism of the old world of Europe as we possibly can. It doesn't get much further than Australia. So they left wanting to escape that. And for 50, 60, 70, 80 years, that was largely true. And when we grew up, we thought we were the blessed Jews. We were the ones who didn't have to deal with all that. And unfortunately, the last few years have shown us that isn't quite true. I remember growing up, speaking to my mum, who grew up in the home of Holocaust survivors, and her parents was only a couple of decades after the Shoah. Had various anecdotes and various things that they would talk about, and various sort of superstitions or things that they would say. And my mum grew up thinking, wow, that's so old world, that's so outdated. Like, what are they thinking? This is Australia. None of that stuff exists here. And she had already come to realize that, unfortunately, anti-Semitism had followed the Jews to Australia. But I grew up hearing her say this and thinking, that's her old world. That's not true anymore. That isn't how it is anymore. And unfortunately, me and the rest of the Australian Jewish community have come to realize, no, it is true there and it's true everywhere, unfortunately. But that doesn't reflect all of Australian society. The vast majority of Australians are horrified by what happened today, and that is the part of Australian society that we want to emphasize. The majority of Australians, including those heroic people who apprehended the terrorists, those are the Australians we want to put forward. That's the kind of Australia we want to reclaim. It's that larrikin attitude, that laid-back attitude, and the idea that everyone deserves a fair go. And just to close, I'll say that, when I thought about this happening on Hanukkah, Elon already mentioned that you know, light in the darkness, which is the sort of obvious Hanukkah idea. But one more thing I'll say about Hanukkah is that Hanukkah's obviously a Chag of miracles, it's a festival of miracles. And the miracle, we celebrate the miracle of the oil, but the almost more important miracle of Hanukkah is the miracle of the Maccabim, the miracle of the victory of the Maccabees in their time. And I think that it's something we should keep in mind, because as we continue to struggle, we need to remember that there have been Jews who fought throughout history, and they have persevered, and they've won. And with extraordinary miracles throughout the history, Jews have continued, and Jews have fought on through difficult days like this. And we will continue to fight, and we will continue to survive, and we will continue to thrive. That's all I have to say. Yehi Zechron Baruch.
So it's a holiday of lights, and the best light that we know to make in holidays and everywhere is to sing together. So let's try to sing together Oseh Shalom B'Romah. Okay? Oseh Shalom B'Romah, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh Shalom B'Romah, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
I'd now like to invite Stephen Lowy to say some words on behalf of Australians who just happen to be in Israel today.
Thank you. This is really overwhelming being here this evening. I wasn't expecting to be here, and I certainly wasn't expecting to say a few words this evening. I happened to be in town for a yahrzeit of my mother, and woke up to the same news that everybody heard today. But it reminds me, I think now, of the unity of the Jewish people, because I've just I had the privilege of being the chairman of the World Board of Trustees of Keren HaYesod, United Israel Appeal, for some 6 years over the period, particularly post-October 7. And I recall coming here just a week after the terrible tragedy of October 7 and spending time with the communities and, of course, all of those in the country, going to the south and to the north many times, and spending time with those who were bereaved, going to funerals, going to shiva homes, and just showing the unity of the Jewish people, of the diaspora towards Israel. And today I've been overwhelmed by the reverse. I've been speaking to all of those people that I met more than 2 years ago, who were bereaved themselves, and today they're caring for us. They're caring for Australian Jews. I've been speaking to Jews in South America, in Europe, and of course, Australia and all through Israel. And I've been overwhelmed and reminded by at times like this, we come together. We're strong. And thank God we have the state of Israel. And thank God we have a very strong diaspora. And whilst we are all being tested very, very heavily now, I don't think Australian jury has ever gone through anything like this. But I have had the privilege of being in Argentina post what that community went through, and many of our communities suffer like this. But we come back, we're strong. And we will be strong, notwithstanding the great difficulties today. And I think at this moment of Hanukkah, we should be reminded of the light, and we should be reminded, even at this difficult time, that our unity and the connection between the state of Israel and the diaspora will remain strong, and our people will be united and will be here forever. Am Yisrael Chai.
We have our Australian Chazan here to lead El Malei Rachamim.
אלה מלא רחמים שוכן במרומים המצי מנוחה נכונה על כנפי השכינה במעלות קדושים וטהורים כזוהר הרקיע מזהירים את נשמות הקדושים והטהורים אחינו ואחיותינו שנהרגו ושנשחטו על קידוש השם על ידי מחבלים ימח שמם וזכרם בסידני בבונדי ביץ' באוסטרליה. בני ראשון של חנוכה בעבור שכל הקהל הקדוש הזה וכל עם ישראל מתפללים לעילוי נשמתה בגן עדן תהא מנוחתם לכן בעל הרחמים יסתירם בסתר כנפיו לעולמים ויצרור בצרור החיים את נשמותיהם אדוני ונחלתם וינוחו בשלום על משכבותיהם ונאמר שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, משה, אהרון, דוד ושלמה, שרה, רבקה, רחל ולאה. הוא יברך וירפא את הפצועים וכל אלה שצריכים רפואה בעבור שכל הקהל הזה וכל עם ישראל מתפללים לרפואה שלמה מן השמיים, רפואת הנפש ורפואת הגוף. השתה בעגלה ובזמן קריב ונאמר אמן.
Is there anyone from the Australian community who wants to say a few personal words about the victims?
אני רוצה.
בבקשה.
באנגלית או עברית?
מה שבא לך, אנחנו בישראל.
מה המג'וריטי פה? קודם כל, hi, I know your son, Jonah, was at your house a few months ago. Please pass on my regards. Bondi local. Extremely woke up this morning extremely shocked but not surprised to the news that we woke up to. I came here, made Aliyah 8 months ago, had a bit of survivor's guilt, wanted to be in Israel and fight the war of missiles and not anti-Semitism. I was at a non-Jewish school. They heard I was moving to Israel and they all unfriended me. And then this shit goes on, which is pretty crazy. I just want to say thank you to you, actually, because people that speak up for us and on behalf of us, and they're the drive. You guys make things make sense in something that doesn't make sense, and I really appreciate that, and I'm very grateful for that. And I'm here alone, and I'm standing here alone, and I'm not alone, and that's awesome. So, Am Yisrael Chai.
What is your name, sir?
Kfir.
Kfiros. From Melbourne.
To do a bit of singing and to lift people up on the conferences that we've been involved with, and today has been absolutely shattering for us. And the first thing I would like to say to everybody in Israel is thank you for the support you've shown us today. It is unbelievable that we are the sort of people, it doesn't matter which way it goes, doesn't matter how much internal bickering we ever have, as we say back home, when the shit hits the fan, we all get together. And what happened in Sydney today was a demonstration of tyranny. It was a demonstration of absolute, pure evil. That unless the world wakes up really soon, we are all going to be living under. And until such time as they understand that as soon as these people, these agents of darkness, are done with the Saturday people, they are going to come after the Sunday people. And when they're done with them, they're going to come after everybody else. But we are the people of freedom. We are the people that never bend the knee to tyranny. And if I may, I would like to sing for you, and I've got my very good friend here, Kobi Oved, who will accompany me, and to me this is a song of freedom. It's not a Hanukkah song, but it is a song of freedom. And if you can, please sing along with me. והיא שעמדה לאבותינו, והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו, שלא אחד בלבד עמד עלינו לכלותנו, עמד עלינו לכלותנו, והיא שעמדה לאבותינו, והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו, שלא אחד בלבד עמד עלינו לכלותנו, עמד עלינו לכלותנו, והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו, מצילנו מידם, והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו, מצילנו מידם.
Thank you very much for that beautiful surprise. I'm just conscious of time, but if there's anyone here who has a personal connection with any of the victims or injured.
My name is Nir.
Just speak up, please.
I live in Candlelight Beach. My wife, my kids are there. Family's safe, but we are not okay. It's a very tough time for our community. We have lost a rabbi, we have lost friends, we've lost children, and it's heartbreaking to see you all here supporting us. I have no words, so thank you. Out of darkness comes light, so let's all pray for peace and strength and healing for the community in Sydney and for all of Israel. Thank you.
Amen. Yes, sir.
Shalom everyone, my name is Paul Hakim.
Just speak up, please.
My name is Paul Hakim, born and bred from Sydney, Australia. Got a photo of us family in our kids who live in Bondi Beach. We were 3 weeks old. We belong to the Israel Life Saving Federation, which is directly connected to the North Bondi Life Saving Federation, which is connected exactly where the place happened, where the shooting took place. And if you saw the serotonin, you would have seen life-saving rescue boards also were helping protecting some of the Jewish people that were being shot. One of our members was covering her mother during the time in that particular area. So in front of the motto of the North Bondi Life Saving is ready, ready, to be ready all the time. And this is what the first responders movement deal with, and this is what we're doing right now. The organisers of this amazing organisation that finally the Jewish community, or the Sydney, or the Australian Jewish community of Israel are coming together and doing the complete reverse. When the bombs are coming over here, the Australian Jewish community were saying prayers and singing songs in solidarity. Now we're doing the reverse. This is a global thing. The Jewish people are yearning, and thank God that we have the inspiration of our forefathers and foremothers that can believe that we are the light, sharing positivity and truth. Thanks so much.
Amen.
I wish I had the names of everyone who has been shot, but one name, if we could all keep it up, right, for Yaakov and Miriam. I pray for everyone and for the Jewish community of Sydney and Australia.
Thank you everyone for coming tonight to mourn the victims, to pray for the healing of the injured, to salute the brave people who jumped in the line of fire to protect our brothers and sisters from the terrorist gunfire. We're going to end tonight with both national anthems, both Australia and Israel, and leave on a note of friendship and solidarity between our two countries and our two nations. Do we have Gabrielle who's going to lead us in...
Hello. Actually, we should all sing it. Do you guys know the anthem?
Australia?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great song.
We do.
It's a good song. Alright, we're going to sing in the key of this key. Okay, ready?
Australians, all let us rejoice.
stage advance Australia fair, in joyful strains and let us sing advance Australia fair. Kolot valeva penima, nefesh Yehudi omia, ufatem Mizrach kadima, ayin lezion Sophia.
תודה רבה, לילה טוב, חג שמח.
Michael.
Thank you so much. Akiva. Nice to meet you too. Thank you.